Here's a thing that happens in Australia more often than anyone likes to admit. You're driving. Highway, 70 miles an hour, one hand on the wheel, and something drops out of the sun visor into your lap. You don't identify it. You don't think. Your body just goes, and the car goes with it. People have hit trees this way. People have rolled cars, crossed medians, put vehicles into ditches, all because of a spider that could not have done a single thing to them. That's the one you can see. Now go home. Sit down on the couch, kick your shoes off by the back door, pull the covers up tonight, because the ones that actually matter aren't dropping into your lap on the highway. They're already inside, and they've been there a while. Hit subscribe and drop a like before we get into it. Takes 2 seconds, helps a lot. We're counting down 7 venomous spiders living in Australian homes, but not ranked by how deadly they are, because that ranking has been done to death, and it's boring. We're ranking by how wrong you are about them. Starting with the one that terrifies everybody and can't hurt you, ending with the one that Australia decided was a solved problem about 40 years ago. It isn't solved, and the reason nobody dies from it anymore is stranger than the spider. Number 7. The Huntsman. Let's deal with the big one first. A large huntsman spans about 6 inches across the legs. It's flat, hairy, fast, and it doesn't move like other spiders. It moves sideways, in bursts, like something that's been startled. It comes into houses constantly because that's where the insects and the warmth are, and it sits high up on the wall behind you where you can't see it. And that's the whole threat. A huntsman bite is a bite. Localized pain, some swelling, maybe a headache. No antivenom exists because none is needed. This spider has never killed anyone in Australia, and there's no reason to think it could. But look at what it does anyway. Australian insurers and road authorities have dealt with genuine crashes caused by huntsman spiders in vehicles. Drivers abandoning moving cars, people pulling onto highway shoulders and refusing to get back in. It doesn't need venom to put someone in hospital. It just needs to appear on the inside of a windscreen at the wrong moment. The Huntsman is the only spider on this list that damages people entirely through what they believe about it. Number 7 is the one you're most afraid of and the one least able to do anything about it. Number 6 is the opposite problem. People kill it on sight, and it's almost always the wrong spider. Number 6, the Trapdoor Spider. Stocky, dark, glossy, heavy-bodied, low to the ground, and it lives in a burrow in the lawn with a hinged lid on top, which is one of the more remarkable pieces of engineering any animal builds. And every single summer, across eastern Australia, people find one on the patio and reach for a shoe because they are certain they're looking at a funnel web. They're usually not. The trapdoor bite is defensive and it's minor. Pain at the site, some swelling, occasionally nausea. It's unpleasant and it isn't dangerous. But here's why it earns a place on this list, and it isn't about the spider. Telling a trapdoor from a funnel web is genuinely difficult if you don't know what you're looking at, and the two overlap in the same suburbs, which cuts both ways. Sometimes people panic over a harmless burrow spider, and sometimes, in exactly the same backyard, someone glances at a real funnel web and decides it's just a trapdoor, and doesn't take it seriously, and doesn't move fast when the bite happens. That confusion is the danger, not the fangs. Number 6 is the one whose entire threat is that it looks like something worse, and something worse looks like it. Quick one while we're here. Where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. I'm always surprised where this channel reaches. Number 5 was blamed for eating people's flesh for 30 years. It never did. Number 5, the white-tailed spider. If you grew up in Australia, you know the story. Slim dark spider, pale tip on the abdomen. It bites you, and the flesh around the bite dies and rots and opens into a wound that takes months to close and sometimes needs surgery. Every Australian has heard it. Plenty of people will tell you it happened to a relative. It isn't true. The myth traces back to a report in the early 80s, and then it snowballed. Through medical journals, newspapers, television, and eventually into common knowledge, mostly in cases where nobody had actually caught the spider that did it. So in 2003, two researchers, Jeffrey Isbister and Michael Gray, settled it properly. They tracked 130 confirmed whitetail bites. Confirmed, meaning the spider was captured at the scene and identified by an expert arachnologist. No guessing. Necrotic ulcers in that study, 0. Confirmed infections, 0. What the bite actually does is hurt. Pain in every single case, severe in about a quarter of them, usually a red mark, usually gone inside a day. And the circumstances are what put this spider in a home video. 95% of those bites happened indoors. 3/4 happened between 4 in the afternoon and 8 in the morning. And the spider was almost always found in the same places. In bedclothes, in a towel, in clothing left on the floor. So the flesh-eating part is a myth. The part where it's in your bed is not. Number 5 is the one with a reputation it never earned, doing something far more ordinary and far closer to your skin. Number 4 you've probably never heard of. It's carrying venom in the same class as the spider at number 1. Number 4, the mouse spider. Squat, black, glossy, with a head that looks too big and jaws that look far too big. Some species carry a bright red patch on the head that makes them genuinely striking to look at. They live in burrows, usually near water, and the males go walking in daylight after rain, across lawns, driveways, patios, right through the parts of a property where children and dogs are. Now here's the fact that should reframe this entire spider for you. Mouse spider venom is serious enough that funnel web antivenom has been used successfully to treat mouse spider envenomation. That's not a comparison I'm making. That's the treatment. Severe cases are rare. Most bites turn out to be dry or mild, and the spider often doesn't inject much. But the potential is there in the venom, sitting in an animal that almost nobody in Australia can name, that walks around in the open, in the daytime, at ground level. Every safety campaign in the country tells people what a funnel web looks like. Almost none of them mention this. Number 4 is the one carrying serious equipment under a name nobody recognizes. We're at the halfway point. Everything above this line can put a person in hospital. Take your guess at number 1 now and hold it. Number 3 bites 2,000 Australians a year. Number 3, the Redback. A pea-sized black body, a red stripe down the back, and a messy tangled web with no shape to it. She's a close relative of the American black widow, and the venom does the same job. And she has chosen to live with us. Redbacks are found in sheds, under outdoor furniture, in the roller of a garden hose, in mailboxes, in the folds of a tarp, in the toe of a boot left on the back step. She builds where things don't move, and where insects come to her. Around 2,000 Australians are bitten every year. About 250 need antivenom. The venom causes something called latrodectism, and the descriptions are consistent. It starts as pain at the bite, then the pain climbs the limb, then it settles in and stays. Sweating, nausea, vomiting, agitation, sometimes lasting more than 24 hours. And the places it happens are almost comic until you think about them. In 2016, a tradesman in Sydney was bitten while using a portable toilet on a building site. That story went around the world. Nobody stopped to notice that it's the exact scenario the spider prefers. A dark, enclosed structure that nobody cleans. The antivenom arrived in the mid-50s, and the deaths essentially stopped. In 2016, a 22-year-old man named Jaden Burley died after a redback bite on the New South Wales north coast, but from an infection that developed afterward, not from the venom itself. Number 3 is the one that bites more Australians than everything else on this list combined, from inside their own backyards. Have you ever found one of these in your house? I want to hear it. Put it in the comments. And if you're still watching, subscribe, because the last 2 are the ones people get wrong most. Number 2, the tree funnel webs. Almost everyone thinks there is one funnel web spider. There are dozens of species. several of them capable of a life-threatening bite, and 2 of them do something the Sydney funnel web doesn't. They climb. The northern and southern tree funnel webs live in trees, in wet rotting hollows, in the trunks of eucalypts and stumps, sometimes tens of feet off the ground. The northern is the largest funnel web in Australia. The body alone can approach 2 inches before you count the legs. And the fangs on these animals are the part that stops people. Funnel web fangs are large enough and hard enough to go through a fingernail, through soft shoes, through the leather of a glove. They turn up in firewood brought inside, in garden waste. In a stump someone was clearing on a Sunday afternoon. The Sydney funnel web is the famous one because it happens to live under Australia's biggest city. These ones just live where fewer people are, and that's the only reason you don't know their names. Number 2 is the proof that the spider Australia fears is not one spider, and not all of them stay on the ground. Number 1. The Sydney funnel web. Here's why it's number 1, and it isn't the venom. The venom is extraordinary, don't misunderstand. It's a toxin that attacks the nervous system, and the effects come fast. Numbness around the mouth, the tongue spasming, sweating, drooling, vomiting, muscle twitching that spreads across the whole body. Serious cases can move within 15 minutes to an hour. And there's a detail in this spider that seems almost designed. The female stays in her burrow her entire life. The male leaves. Every summer, after rain, males walk, looking for females, crossing lawns, ending up in garages and laundries and swimming pools, and getting trapped in the house. The male's venom is far more dangerous to humans than the female's. So the one that comes inside is the one that can kill you. Between 1927 and 1981, 13 people in Australia died from funnel web bites. Then in 1981, an antivenom developed by Struan Sutherland and his team went into hospitals, and the deaths stopped. Essentially overnight, it has held for more than 40 years, which is where most people file this away as solved. It isn't solved, it's maintained. That antivenom is made from venom, and venom has to come out of live spiders, one at a time, by hand. There is a milking program that has run for decades. At the Australian Reptile Park near Gosford, staff extract venom from funnel webs week after week, and it takes on the order of 70 milkings to produce a single dose. The public hands spiders in. The park keeps milking. Hospitals keep stock. 30 to 40 people are bitten every year. The spider hasn't changed. The number that reach a hospital in time has. Number 1 is the only animal on this list where the reason it stopped killing people is that a small number of Australians never stopped working. So here's what this list is actually about. Not fear. Australia is not crawling with things waiting for you, and the numbers say it plainly. For most of the last 50 years, this country has gone whole decades without a confirmed spider death, in a place with more dangerous spiders than almost anywhere. It's about how badly the picture in your head matches what's really there. The one you scream at is harmless. The one you've never heard of is carrying something serious. The one blamed for rotting flesh does nothing of the sort. And the one that used to kill people is stopped by a room full of glass jars and somebody's steady hands. Right now, somewhere in Sydney, it's warm and it rained yesterday, and a male funnel web has left his burrow and started walking. He isn't hunting anybody. He's looking for a female, and the path he's chosen goes under a door that doesn't quite meet the floor. Which one of these would you least want to find in your house?